On Fox News Alert now, President Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin have just wrapped a phone call, we are told, at the White House moments ago. Senior White House correspondent Jacqui Heinrich is now live from the North Lawn. Jacqui, what are we learning as far as a readout from that call?
Well, so far, Sandra, we've seen Russia put out their version of events. We have not yet heard from the White House, and I just ran into the press area to ask when we might hear something from them. And they said you're going to hear first from the president, and until then, they won't be putting out any details. The Russian readout says that Putin says a ceasefire is possible when the appropriate agreements are reached. Now, Putin's been asking for the moon, sun, and stars. We don't know what those agreements are that he's looking for, and if they are all of the sort of wild demands that he has continued to make. I would say from my read of this statement, it does not look like they're on track toward enacting a 30-day ceasefire, which is what Zelensky told the president was his primary objective to achieve. We do know that President Trump spoke to Zelensky on the phone before he had that call with Putin, but we're waiting to see what the president's take is. Obviously, he's the one who held the conversation and might have a very different sense of what Russia is or is not willing to do based on that conversation that we are not seeing in the very bullet points that the Kremlin put out. A lot of people who are watching this war are going to wonder, what will the president do next if it does not look like there's been progress made today? He has said that there are sanctions, heavy sanctions, that the administration could slap on Russia. A lot of people have been eyeing the oil fleet, the shadow fleet, as a possible place to not just ramp up sanctions, but also increase enforcement of sanctions, existing sanctions that could really cripple the Russian economy. So it'll be incumbent upon the president to determine what is appropriate at this time, if he wants to give more time for these negotiations to happen. We did hear from the vice president that there's a bit of an impasse right now in these talks, and we have heard over and over again from the administration that they would walk away if the time came where their role in mediating this was no longer useful. Recently, the president, though, and the vice president sort of pulled back from that sentiment, saying we are going to, finish this through and make sure that this reaches a conclusion. So we're awaiting word from the White House. We'll let you know what we get. Sandra.
All right, we know you will, and we'll get back to you as soon as we have more. Jacqui Heinrich, live at the White House for us. Thank you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.